Welcome back to Bobblehead Homestead. I am Jeff. Today is Sunday. The high today was only like 90 degrees, which is much better than the 105 degree days we have been having. Oh yeah, looks like Grumpy's home. It is getting close to dark, so if I want to do a video today, I better get it done. And I do want to do a video today because yeah, there have been very few videos lately. All right, well, let's get into it. Life has been very super frustrating, and let's talk about that. The biggest frustrating part has been my vehicles. I have spent probably $1,600 on my minivan and Boss Hog, and neither of them have been running. So that kind of puts a damper on everything when you don't have a running vehicle. All right, let's talk about that. I've got Boss Hog behind me, but there's no minivan to be seen at the property right now. It is over at Drew's place right now, and he thinks he's got it fixed. So, that was an ordeal, though. That was an ordeal. Let me tell you about it. And I'm just the messenger. Drew's the one who had to deal with all of it. So yeah, there's Bob. The brake light started coming on the dash, telling you there's a problem with the brakes about a month ago. But I didn't notice anything different. It was fine until it was not fine anymore. And I could tell that one of the brakes was probably sticking, and not constantly, not to where it would, you know, make you come to a complete stop. But anyway, it was time to get it checked out. So I drove it into Waldron one day, and Drew checked it out for me, as he always does. And sure enough, the driver's side front brake was hot because it, you know, it's stuck and rubbing. And I could kind of tell that was the case. So it's a 1999 Mercury Villager, so it's 24 years old. The engine and transmission, there's only like 150 some thousand miles on it. Seems to be in good working order. But once you start getting something that old, the rest of the car starts falling apart. And some of you may remember when I went to Denise's birthday party a few months ago, the alternator went out, and that was a whole ordeal trying to get that fixed, you know, 3 hours from home. So anyway, the minivan saga. So Drew took minivan and he started doing, you know, all the stuff that he knows how to do. But he got the front brakes fixed, and that didn't fix it. They were still sticking. So he started, you know, doing all of his research, looking through forums, asking all of his friends. And I think he asked everybody but Vice Grip Garage on that little Nissan Quest. It's a Mercury Villager, but that's just a rebadged Nissan Quest. And so he came across something in the forum where, oh, there's a car coming, where if the back brakes are bad, it might cause the front brakes to stick. So he went ahead and ordered all the parts for the back brakes and all that stuff. And then he fixed one of the back brakes and it still didn't work. So he started looking at the other one. Then he looked at the first, I don't know what all went behind it. But, and he was about ready to give up. Today's Sunday, so Friday he called me. He's like, dude, I've done everything I know how to do on that van. I've done everything I can do except throw more money at it and, you know, just keep changing out parts until one of the parts we change out fixes it. And the parts we were starting to get to, they were starting to get a lot more expensive. I think he said the ABS module, if we change that out, that's at least 250 bucks. And I've got to get moved, and I don't know if I've got any more money to be throwing at an old car. So yeah, I was getting worried, and he was getting worried, and he was frustrated because he'd been out there for hours and hours and hours. I didn't have to go through that part. And then yesterday he finally had a breakthrough on it. One of the back brakes indeed was going bad, so he got that fixed. And then he tried out the front brake, and it was not sticking anymore. So that was a huge relief. So he's gonna finish up fixing that today, and I'll go get it tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, Memorial Day, and I have plans, so that is a good deal. All right, that gives me, well, the minivan. What about Boss Hog? Yeah, that gets me to Boss Hog. So when the minivan went down, I got out old Boss Hog to see what he could do. Now, Boss Hog has been having the same problem for years when I go on long drives of like over an hour. It'll lose gas, it'll lose all acceleration, and then it'll die going down the road. And if I am able to get it started, it's just gonna keep dying. Sometimes I can, you know, if I just sit on the side of the road and let it cool down for like 45 minutes, an hour, it might go, you know, another half an hour down the road until it does it again. So Boss Hog has been doing that same thing for years. And I pushed it. I went up to Boonville and was going to my new place, and it did it again. It just died on the side of the road. And I got as far as there's a rest area in between Boonville and Waldron. So I got it that far, and somebody came and picked me up at the rest area, and then we went to a football scrimmage and to watch cheerleaders. And then later that night, Drew and one of his friends came up and grabbed the Boss Hog here and took it back to his place. So Drew got some parts for it. I think he put a new distributor on it and tried something else. We'd been consulting with Wiley from our mountain home. Wiley knows his way around vehicles. So did some consulting with Wiley, and yeah. But what it started, then it started a new problem. Well, not really a new problem, but it has, since the day I got it, every once in a while, sporadically, when I'm slowing down to stop, like pulling into a parking space or, you know, up to a stoplight, it would die on me. It didn't do it every time, and it wasn't bad enough that it would prevent me from driving it. But lately, it's been stalling every single time I slow down and come to a stop. And that's just not good for driving. You know, for a couple years now, well, since I moved here for the past year, I've been able to go to Waldron and back, you know, without any problems, without, you know, it might stall when I go to a grocery store or something like that, but no big deal. Now, however, it's stalling pretty much every time, and that makes it kind of hard to drive. So, yeah, so I haven't really been able to drive Boss Hog as a backup with that problem. That long range issue might be fixed. We don't know yet because it won't stay running. And then, you know, it was running well enough, you know, even with the dying. I was trying to make it to Jen and Wiley's, their, you know, welcome to Arkansas party last weekend. But I came out and it wouldn't even start. It had been starting, but that morning, that Saturday morning, it wouldn't even start, getting no juice. Oh. So I've got a little jump starter box thing, and I tried to jump start it that morning. I tried, you know, loosening the cables and reconnecting them, and, you know, looking at the date on the battery is 5 years old. So, yep, figured the battery was dead, and that's exactly what turned out to be the case. Luckily, I live close to Dogman, and Dogman came through. I'm gonna sit down and talk about that. Have a look at Dogman's latest videos. I'll put a link down there. Mike has, he was just doing some research on cemeteries around here and came across, there's a cemetery just like 3 miles down the road, and he found a grave in there with someone with the last name as me, Trigg. And so he's like, I wonder if this person is related to Jeff. And so he started doing all the research and getting together with his family that know how to do that stuff. Anyway, if you missed his videos, you're definitely going to want to check it out, because there was a grave about 3 miles down the road from my current place, and it turned out to be a relative, and not just a random relative. This was my great aunt, I do believe. The grave was from 1883, 140 years ago was when she died. Amore Tennessee Trigg was her name, and she was my great grandfather's sister or something like that. I don't remember. Mike knows all about that. So yeah, Mike did all that research and found my relative. And then I needed to get some chicken food and people food and stuff like that. So luckily Mike was able to give me a ride to town. We were able to stop at the graveyards where Amore, and then we went to another graveyard where her sister was buried. Her sister had married into the Bailey family. And so there were a bunch of Baileys that I'm related to by marriage. And I guess the dentist in town is a Bailey that I might be related to. But how weird is that? I moved down here on this road, and yeah, and then it turns out there's a relative who died in 1883 buried right on this road. Now I've known my family has been in Arkansas since long before the Civil War. And I had also known my family came here before the Revolutionary War from England. So, you know, I knew that my family had a pretty long history here in Arkansas, but I didn't know how widespread we were, I guess. But yeah, Mike helped me out, and he also helped me get a new battery for Boss Hog here, so I could at least get it started again. There it is. There's your problem. That piece of dust right there. Big, right in the wrong spot. You gotta
You ever seen him do this on my skirt garage? You gotta get one with a gold handle, man.
Oh yeah. Emore, Tennessee trig. I can't make out the birth date, but died in 1883, 140 years ago. This is the grave that Mike found, so we came out here to visit today. And yeah, 140 years ago. All right, now we're off to another cemetery for more of my relatives. Yep. Yeah, gotta go watch Dog Man.
Some name muffler burns.
Yeah, something like that. Mike helped me take the battery out, and we went into town, got a new battery. He's put it back in. Let's see if it'll start up. Come on, Boss Hog.
Everything's tight. I think that was your only issue. That other battery was 5 years old. You get that for it.
All right, here we go.
Hey, put your headlights on and then give it some gas. Don't put it out of park though.
Yep, there you go. Thanks, Dog Man, for helping me with the battery. Got the battery in there. It started right up. I've not tested it out again to see if it's still dying every time I slow down. We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm taking Boss Hog in to exchange it for the minivan, and there won't be any hurry on this. But yeah, so, and a battery, 150 bucks. 150 bucks for a battery. I've probably spent about $1,800 on parts for these two vehicles in recent times, and that's just super frustrating. And Drew isn't even, you know, he's not even charging me. If I had all this done at the shop, it'd have been thousands and thousands. So Drew saved my bacon. GoPro overheated and shut down. I tell you, super frustrating. Everything has just been super frustrating. And the heat, it's not even that hot now on the GoPro anyway. So yeah, things have just been super frustrating. No vehicle. The guy who I hired to go work on my new property has been working on my cars instead of working on the new property. And it's just all been super frustrating. And it's no fun making videos when you're in a bad mood. It's just, yeah, it's no fun making videos when you're in a bad mood. So there's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But now I'm in a better mood. Drew's got the minivan done. He never wants to work on that thing again. And I don't blame him. Oh, he said that's the worst brake job he has ever come across, and I believe him. I totally believe him. I could hear the frustration in his voice. He wanted to quit. I'm glad he didn't, and he got it going again. But yeah, thanks to Drew, thanks to Mike, we got this to where it'll start again, and I'll test it out in the morning, see if it's gonna die all the time when I go exchange for the minivan. But yeah, all this super frustrating stuff and spending money that I need to get moved on cars, and it's just, yeah, it's been stressful. So let's have a party. My birthday is coming up Thursday, September 14th, and you all are invited to come party with me. And of course I have ulterior motives, and that's okay. But so here's the plan. I have 5 hoop coops that are empty. I can go ahead and move them up there before I get moved. That way I get them moved up there, I can get them repaired, I can get them ready to go. So that, you know, So when I am ready to move, I can just move the chickens right into the hoop coops that are ready, and that'll make my move a lot smoother than it was last time. Yeah, we learned our lesson last time. So 10 a.m. if you can be here at my current place at 10 a.m. with a trailer, then yeah, that would be awesome. If you can't come down and help with moving hoop coops, then the plan is for a like a potluck lunch around 1 p.m. at my new place. So and here's the kicker. Yeah, Jeff has birthday parties all the time, but here's the thing. Marcel from It's All Grady, his birthday is on Friday, and they say they're coming down to celebrate with me. We've been talking about this for months, and anyway. So Marcel and Denise from It's All Grady, if everything works out, they're going to be coming down. They're bringing a trailer to help me move some stuff. And then we'll go up, back up to my place about 1 o'clock and have a party. Somebody else with a trailer coming, Jess at Tree Haven. He says he will be there Thursday, September 14th. He's going to meet us here about 10 a.m. with his trailer. Drew is coming. He says he's got access to a trailer, so there we go. There's 3 trailers. That'll do at least 3 hoop coops. I'll take you around and show you some of the stuff that we can move on Thursday, September 14th for Marcel and Jeff birthday party. Let's see, what are we doing? My new place, there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no restroom facilities. We're only like 10 minutes away from Boonville, but it's an off-grid party. So keep that in mind if you wanna come. There'll be no porta potties or anything like that. That's just how it is. And I missed Jen and Wiley's party last weekend because Boss Hog wouldn't start. So I'm just gonna throw my own. And if you have a trailer, that would be awesome. I haven't talked to everybody or invited everybody yet. I don't know. Who can come or who can't come. I'll figure all that out. If nobody's able to make it or whatever, that's fine. This isn't stuff that has to be done right away. It'd be very nice if I can, get started moving, the empty hoop coops and stuff like that. But it's not a mandatory thing. So any help you can give me, that would be great. All right, let's go take a look at some of the things that we can move, the pre-move, before I actually do move. I have 5 empty hoop coops. The one back there, that one's empty. This one's not empty. I also have 5 occupied hoop coops. But the 5 empty hoop coops, they can go. This one is empty because this is the one that got smashed by the cedar tree during that winter storm. So I have 5 hoop coops, and I'll get them weed whacked around them so we got access to them, but 5 hoop coops ready to go. And I have 2 of these brooders. This is the bigger one. This is like 4 foot by 8 foot. The hoop coops are basically 8 foot by 10 feet. But I have 2 of these brooders. There's one here. There's another one in I call it the brooder tent. But I can move these 2 brooders and that shed in a box. If we could do that on my birthday, take that down and put that back up at the new place, that would be a massive boost on my birthday. So 5 hoop coops, 2 brooders, a shed in the box, tear down and put back up. A picnic table. Yeah, if I'm having a party, that picnic table will probably come in handy. So yeah, hopefully we can get that picnic table moved over there also. These metal panels with the wood posts, Drew threw these together up at my old place, and I was going to use them to make some raised beds. Never got around to it here, but maybe I can get around to it at the new place since I plan on staying there the rest of my life. So yeah, these got moved, and maybe we can move them again. And then I also have some like end slabs that I could use to help finish these and turn them into raised beds. And yeah, I might want to bring some of this. This isn't mandatory either, just some end cuts or whatever. You know, useful resources to have around. But so if we've got the time and energy and space, I might want to grab some of these because I can use those on the raised beds. I have 2 IBC water totes we can get moved over there. The idea for those was like water catchment that I can use in the garden or for the animals, and just never got around to it. But I do have 2 IBC totes, and if you've got a smaller trailer that won't hold a hoop coop, well, I've got some smaller stuff that needs to go too, like these. And I've got some rolls of fencing and smaller stuff like that we can throw on empty spaces on the trailers. So yeah, plenty of stuff to move over to the new place in a pre-move before I actually move. Yep, here I go again, asking for help on my birthday, moving to a new place. Yeah, hopefully this will be the last move I ever make. But yeah, Marcel and Jeff's birthday bash, Thursday, September 14th, 10 a.m. here. If you've got a trailer, or if you want to help load the trailers, or help with that shed in a box, taking it down, 10 a.m. right here. We'll be trying to leave here by, you know, around 11:30 at the latest. It's about an hour without a trailer. It's about an hour from here to my new place. So we'll get there, you know, 12 to 1. And then we'll have lunch at 1 o'clock. It's a potluck. Bring whatever you can. Mike said he's going to give it some thought, but what I'm thinking is I'm going to do a whole bunch of taco beef and just taco seasoned beef, and then, you know, bring the basic fixings for tacos, and so everybody will at least have something. I don't have a grill or any way to cook out or anything like that. This can all change, but that'll be the plan, is a potluck at 1 o'clock. I'll provide some basic fixings for tacos. Unless that changes, I'll keep you informed between now and then. And if you can make it, I need a head count. I need a trailer count also. So if you can email me at jeff@GroovyEggs.com. I'll write it out in the description down there, but it's jeff@GroovyEggs.com. I've set up that email. Yeah, anyway, I hate email. That's one thing, if you don't know about me, is, yeah, too much spam in the world these days, and I ain't got time for all that. But I will make time for it for my birthday. So if you can be here at 10 with a trailer, let me know. If you're only coming for a lunch, let me know, so I've got a head count on how to be prepared for that. And that is the plan. That is the plan for Marcel and Jeff's birthday bash 2023. If it rains, well then it'll, you know, I can move stuff anyway. If it gets rained out, it gets rained out. I guess the backup plan for lunch would be there's a Chinese buffet in Boonville, and if we get rained out, maybe we can still meet there at the Chinese buffet. If I could afford it, I'd buy everybody's lunch who helps me out, but I can't afford it. So you would be on your own if we have a rain out and we go to the Chinese buffet. With all the super frustrating stuff happening lately, it is nice for me to be able to look forward to this. So hopefully some folks can come on down and help me celebrate my birthday, help Marcel celebrate his birthday, and help me get a good start on moving to my new property and getting that ready to go. So yeah, I'm getting excited. If nobody wants to, that's cool too. I mean, it's just, I'll have to hire people to help move stuff anyway, and I always plan on, you know, paying for services. I do not expect people to do things for free for me. I appreciate it like you wouldn't believe it, but I do not expect that. So if you can help, believe me, it is going to be much appreciated. And I kind of feel bad I'm putting Marcel to work, and they're bringing a trailer from like 4 hours away. Nothing's 100%, you know, things can happen, like, yeah, like cars won't start or whatever. But right now, it looks like Denise and Marcel from It's All Gravy, Jess from Tree Haven, Drew from Drew's Lens, and I haven't really talked to anybody else about it. You guys are in on the ground floor Thursday, September 14th, 10 o'clock here, 1 o'clock at my new place. If you can make it, that would be awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everything and all of the support helping me fulfill my dreams. Take it easy. That's Bob and Grumpy with some synchronized grooming.